We're back. So, clean this off a little bit. We got pretty decent edge here. We still got a little bit of meat we got to take off down here, but I didn't want it getting too thin, so it turned out pretty good. I like it. So, I got some diamond stones here. I'm really not a huge fan of diamond stones, but if you have to remove a lot of material or you regrind something, they are great for that. I use oil stones mainly whenever I resharpen, things like that. Use the strop a lot, but for regrinding, diamond's the way to go. So, just like whenever we were sharpening this on the grinding wheel over there, let's see if I can move you guys to a better spot. We need to hold this thing at an angle, and let's see if I can just put you in front of me. There we go. So we'll hold this at an angle, we'll rock it. See how that fluid is moving up? Can you guys see that? So I watch the fluid as I'm moving it around, and also I'm just feeling where my bevel's setting. So once I find that, gosh, it's gonna be hard to hold, my big old fingers. Once I find it, I'll lock it in. I'll lock in my shoulders, my elbows, my wrist, my fingers, everything. And then I'll just start making back and forth strokes. We're gonna do a few of these, and then we're gonna look at it and see what we got. We should have a shinier spot on the edge and a shinier spot at the top of the bevel. Since we used the grinding wheel, it should have a convexed or concave edge right now. Hollow ground, I guess, is a better way of putting it. Let me grab a paper towel. Okay, so you can see right here along the edge, we're starting to get a little change. Right here, we're getting this side. We're not getting anything up here as of right now. So we'll keep going and see what happens. I don't like leaving that hollow grind in there. I'd much rather take it all the way down to where it's flat. But as I sharpen it, that'll naturally happen. So we may leave some. It just depends on how long it takes us to get this thing nice and sharp. Do some figure 8 patterns, do little circles, whatever's easier for you. Every now and then stop and check your bevel. Make sure you got it in the right spot. All right. Now we've got, there we go. So we see this little hollow spot in the center. That's from that wheel. And then you can see on our edge, see that little shiny spot right there? We need to take that out still. But I'm getting a burr across the rest of it, so we're doing pretty decent. I use Windex or window cleaner, whatever you got. Water works also, but Windex will evaporate. The good thing about that is your diamond stones won't get rust in them from all the metal particles left on the stone. Go find our bevel. We're getting there. We're almost flat. How's our edge looking? I still see these, yep, a couple shiny spots down here. So once I get to that point where most of my edge is done, except I got a few little shiny spots down here, I'll start focusing most of my pressure in that area. It'll put pressure on the whole edge, but just by kind of thinking about it and pushing down on that area, it'll bring it down a little quicker. I feel like I was getting off there, so I stopped. Try and use up the whole stone, not work on one spot so it wears evenly. You get good, you can even do one hand. See, what's our edge looking like? Still got some of those shiny spots. See if I can show you. Right there. All right, a little bit more. And come down here where I don't use it very often. All right, well, we've got it just about flat. Okay, we got rid of our shiny spots. We're starting to get a burr now. So we'll move on to 600, move on to 1,000. Then we'll go to 1,200. That's what these say on them. I'm not sure if that's really what they are, but usually I just use a stone, and once you kind of figure out what it does, you know, you kind of know. Gosh, that was a great explanation, wasn't it? Once you figure it out, you know. All right. So I'm going to go through these, and then I'm going to use my oil stone, and I'll bring you back for that. All right, here we go. So here's my oil stone. This isn't the finest, but it's up there, one of the finest I have. I like to use WD-40 Original. And just spray some of that on there. You can see the bevel we got here. It's pretty shiny. Also, I did the back. We got it nice and polished. Normally do the back first. This chisel already had a fat back. It already had a flat back whenever we started regrinding it, so I knew it'd be okay. But let's go ahead and use our oil stone here. Oh yeah, I love it. They're more fun to use too. Let me get a new paper towel. That one's got Windex all over it. Some people like to use a thicker oil on oil stones, but the thicker stuff's a little harder to move around, and I find that the metal shavings don't float, or because you want something that's going to make the oil or the metal shavings float so that they're off the stone, and the only thing touching the stone is what you're sharpening. That's in an ideal world that would happen. Of course, stones get clogged up. They normally don't, they all hold a little bit of metal. But so the last stone we used over there said it was 1,200. We haven't gone to the shop yet, and you can already see from this end and this end, how much finer that oil stone is. So let's keep going here. Find my angle. Check it again. All right, we're starting to get more of our bevel done. We just need to get out to those corners and we'll be good. So I'm gonna start doing some slower strokes, making sure we touch the entire bevel. This is actually a really nice chisel. I can tell that the metal on it is pretty hard. All right, and I've got a big old burr all the way across. So what I'll do is I'll take 1 or 2 pull strokes off the back to get that bevel to flip around. And then I'll do some more pull strokes off the main bevel to get that burr to flip around. Did I say bevel? So you want to move that bevel, you want to move the burr back and forth until it gets so fine that it falls off. Hopefully I can get a good shot of it here for you. So the goal would be to have a little bitty tiny wire all the way across your bevel come off in one piece. That does not always happen, but it's what you work towards. Okay, so our burr is gone. Most likely it's on the stone somewhere. So now I'm just gonna go back and forth a few times, going from the bevel to the back, bevel to the back. All right. Clean your stones off right after you use them. They won't get clogged. If there's some leftover or residual metal on there, just get kind of close and spray it. Try and get it to push some of it out. Oil stones usually stay pretty clean though, unless they're super, super coarse, because they're so smooth. All right. Now we're going to move to the strop. So just find our bevel, pull. You can see where the steel's been laminated. Very, very cool. Do some pull strokes on the back. One more time on the front. A couple on the back. One more time on the front. My wife gets mad at me because I don't have any hair on my arms. Well, I do, but I'll have patches. All right, I'm gonna stick the handle back in it. We're gonna set this up, see how it works. All right, guys, here it is. Our nice little skewed chisel here. Looks pretty good. Got the handle on it. I'm gonna try to make it to where you guys can see down in here, but let's go ahead and try and take some shavings, see how it goes. Let's see. See if I can stay out of your way. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice little shavings. Good one. All right, look at that. So you can see this side over here how it looks. I'm looking straight down at this side. Look how clean it is. That's what we wanted right there. Well, guys, this video went kind of long, but you know, I'm still figuring out this editing thing. I'd like to fast forward some of it, but honestly, I don't know how yet. I gotta mess with some buttons and all that. But, you know, this is gonna be a really useful tool. And again, like I was saying earlier, I can use it on this side also, instead of making two. I'll just have to go bevel down and kind of hold it out at an angle. But, shoot, honestly, it might work better that way. Man. All right, so that's it, guys. Again, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. You know, you guys try and get out to your shop, relax, have a good time, be safe, and the next time we come back, we'll be working on this guy again. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you later.